We live in a world where offense spreads faster than truth. One wrong word, one misunderstood moment, suddenly somebody's wounded or angry or ready to walk away. But Jesus shows us a way to live that isn't controlled by the reactions of others. Hi, I'm Bishop Robert Gosselin of the Confessing Anglican Church. And every morning, you and I get together to open God's Word, not just for information, but for formation and clarity in life and the peace that only Christ can give. So take a deep breath, settle your mind, maybe grab a hot beverage, and let's begin with the first word. Seems like everybody is offended these days. People get offended by what they think you believe, by the clothes you wear. I had people talk to me about this, by the places that you go or refuse to go, even by the people you choose to befriend. Now, you and I are never going to get through life without someone taking offense at something we do. I've even been told I have a gift for offending people without knowing it, which, of course, offends me. But if people were offended by Jesus, the perfect, sinless Son of God, you and I are not going to fare any better. Someone, somewhere, will be offended by something we say or do. So the real question becomes, how do we deal with people who offend us? And how do we deal with people we've offended? So our verse today is Colossians 4, verses 5 and 6, where Paul writes, "Conduct yourselves with wisdom towards outsiders, making the most of the opportunity. Let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, so you may know how you should respond to each person." Well, that single instruction completely reframes how we navigate a world where offense has become a reflex. So let's begin with the first aspect. How do we respond when others offend us? Well, Paul tells us, conduct ourselves with wisdom. That means the first focus is not on the other person, it's on me. See, I can't control their reactions, their assumptions, or even their emotions. I can only control my own, my mouth, my actions, my thoughts, my tone, my posture. Here's the hard truth. I don't get to be offended. Not if Jesus is my Lord. Because Christ gave us one commandment, only one, the only commandment he ever gave us. And here it is. Love one another as I have loved you. Talk about a hard job. Love deliberately, intentionally, sacrificially, with a determination to forgive and re-engage. Paul echoes that in Colossians 3. You must forgive one another, just as the Lord has forgiven you. Not you should, not, you might consider, you must. See, forgiveness, it's not optional for a disciple. It's the air we breathe. It's the posture we carry. It's the very mission we live. Because our mission is not to win arguments. Our mission is not to defend our pride or even to prove we're right. Our mission is to win the lost to Christ, to disciple them in his word, to help them become effective ambassadors for the King. And if that's the mission, then my reaction has to reflect it. My words have to reflect it. My heart had better reflect it. Because you see, grace is the key that opens doors. It strengthens relationships, and grace is what wins your heart. It's what won you to Jesus. Not rules or demands or pressure. Grace. Forgiveness offered. New life, not new regulations. Now let's talk about the other side. What do we do when people are offended by us? Well, there's a pretty simple principle. The message of the cross, that's going to offend. But the messenger must not. See, the cross tells people they're not good enough on their own. Tells them they can't save themselves. It confronts pride and self-reliance and the illusion of moral sufficiency. Some people were going to react with anger or defensiveness or even resentment. That's normal. That's expected. But while the message may offend, we can't be the ones to deliver the offense. You see, our tone matters. Our posture matters. Our compassion matters. Our patience matters. We have to be prepared for misunderstanding and criticism, and yes, even persecution. But we can't ever allow our behavior to become the stumbling block. Hey, the gospel's weighty enough without us adding unnecessary burdens. So today, may God give you grace and wisdom in your dealing with others. Let your speech be seasoned with salt. Let your heart be anchored in love. And let your mission guide your mouth and your reactions. In other words, let your light shine in a world where becoming offended, that's become the default setting. Love people anyway.